This week on Big Boys TV, we're going to be heading down to South Texas. We're going to be going to 2 different ranches to hunt whitetails. We're going to be hunting tomorrow, but we just stopped at Archery Country here, and they did a few things to my bow. I need a new whisker biscuit because mine had broke, actually, so he put a new one on for me, and I'm going to shoot it just to make sure that everything's on, and just to make sure that we're ready to start hunting tomorrow. We love stopping at local archery shops, and the guys at Archery Country are so professional. They were awesome. But now it's time to head over to Chaco Marano Ranch and meet Phil.
Okay, bye. That was Phil. He wants to make sure we're safe and don't go by the driveway. He's anxiously waiting. He's got 200 class bucks running around the lodge just waiting for us. Okay, I might have made that part up.
So it was obvious to us coming to South Texas that it was warm for this time of year. We got to Chaco Marano and got talking with Phil, and we all kind of discussed how the deer just weren't going to be moving like they normally would. So my dad decided to stick with his bow, and I decided to try my chances with a gun. Don't go anywhere. Big Boys TV will be right back. Hey, I'm Jada Johnson with Big Boys TV, and if you're just joining us, we are hunting down in South Texas at Chaco Marano Ranch, and we're just heading out for our first sit.
It's gonna be really hot. Good luck.
We nicknamed Phil's truck the Miracle because it looked like it was a miracle that it was still running. Well, we literally just got here to South Texas, and we got dressed and ready as quick as we could, and my dad is out with his PSE trying to get one with his bow, and I got my Horizon Firearms 300 Win Mag, and hopefully we can get a big boy on the ground tonight. On the first night, we saw a lot of deer, but unfortunately we just didn't see the right deer. So the next morning, I was really hoping for some more excitement. It's our first morning sit here in South Texas, and so far it's been super foggy, but there's still some deer moving. Can't see them very well though, but hopefully we'll have a nice buck come out this morning. My dad is also hunting with his bow, so hopefully one of us can get a big boy down. So this next morning we were seeing deer, just barely though, because this fog was just so thick. Even if the right deer did step out, I'm not sure I would have been able to take a clean shot. So predator hunting is actually one of my favorite types of hunting, and I know back at home on our property, if you have the opportunity to shoot a coyote, you have got to take it. So I knew what to do when this coyote stepped out. You want to shoot? You ready?
Yeah, shoot.
So bad. I'm gonna get some earplugs. Well, I shot a coyote this morning. We actually saw 2, but I was only able to get a shot off at 1. And he didn't drop, he ran a little bit, but I know I hit him, so we're gonna go see if we can't find him. Bunch of blood. Well, this morning we had a couple coyotes come in. I was only able to get a shot off on one, but my 300 Win Mag Horizon Firearms definitely did the job on this little coyote.
When did you decide to go varmint hunting?
When he stepped out, as soon as I saw it.
My goodness.
All right, guys, we got a lot more hunting coming up. Big Boys TV will be right back. If you're just joining us, we are hunting in South Texas. So far, we haven't had any luck with the deer. We've seen lots of deer, just not the right one. And I was able to harvest a coyote, and that was really cool. My dad has been hunting for a long time, and the majority of it has been with the rifle. So now in the past few years, he's gotten obsessed with hunting with his PSE.
Beautiful 8-point running around us. Glenn rattled, and we're even rattling right next to a gas facility, and it doesn't bother him. And I've been grunting him, and I got him going all the way around us.
My dad and his guide were on their way out of the blind when they spotted this pretty decent buck. So they decided they were going to try to grunt him in, see if they couldn't put a stalk on. But unfortunately, that buck was just a little too small, but this was still a really exciting sit for them. We spent a few days here at Chaco Morano, but unfortunately we weren't able to make anything happen, and they had more hunters coming in, so it was time for us to go. But we loved it there, and we do plan on going back earlier in the season when the bucks are still in their bachelor group, so 2016 we'll be back. So now we are headed over to Agarita Ranch, and we absolutely love it here. It's our second year, and the ranch hand Ty is just amazing. He's really knowledgeable about whitetails, and he really just knows his stuff.
Last year at Agarita Ranch, our hunt didn't exactly go as planned. My dad was able to shoot a really nice buck, but unfortunately I had made a bad shot on a buck right in between the spine and the vitals and never ended up finding it. But luckily this year, Ty actually had that same buck on trail camera, and that was a total relief on my part. And this year I would have really liked to take that buck again.
He's laying there, right?
So we got to camp and got talking with Ty, and one of the first things that we did was check out trail camera pictures. He showed me the bucks that I was going to be looking for in the blind, and he showed me that the buck from last year that I had wounded was still alive, and what a relief on my part.
Well, I got my 300 Win mag and my PSE bow with me. We're kind of set up for both here, so hopefully we'll have a big boy step out close enough.
We ended up seeing some really nice bucks on the first night, but I was really determined to get one with my bow, and they were all at rifle range, so I was just hoping that they would come close enough. We're headed out for our second morning here in southern Texas at Agarita Ranch. The wind has changed and it's actually raining, so we're going to be switching to a rifle blind. I'm going to take my Horizon Firearms 300 Win mag, and hopefully a big boy will step out. We were getting towards the end of this hunt and we really didn't want to go home empty-handed. It had been a rough year as it is, hunting in Michigan, in Ohio, and in Kansas. We just weren't doing as well as we would have liked to, so we were really hoping to get a couple nice bucks before the end of this trip. Big Boys TV is sponsored by Marathon. Discover how a full tank of freedom from Marathon will take you wherever you go. Marathon, fueling the American spirit. We are hunting here in South Texas at Agarita Ranch, and finally it is starting to cool down, which means the deer are really going to start moving. We were getting towards the end of this hunt and we really didn't want to go home empty-handed. It had been a rough year as it is, hunting in Michigan, in Ohio, and in Kansas. We just weren't doing as well as we would have liked to, so we were really hoping to get a couple nice bucks before the end of this trip. This buck had stepped out and I was immediately really nervous. After what happened last year, I was not about to screw it up again, and if I was gonna get a shot on this buck, I was gonna make the right shot. Down right there. Oh, I'm so excited. I finally got my Texas Whitetail. When I saw him jump into the bushes, I'm like, no. Yeah, baby. Not getting away this time. He's down right in front of us. I could not be more excited. This is awesome. My Horizon Firearms 300 Win mag definitely did the job.
Sweet.
Look there. All right, I've got my big boy down, and now it's my dad's turn to try and get one.
Well, Jada just shot her buck this morning, so now Ty is going to go out with me, and we're gonna go try to find a buck tonight for myself. I'm excited for Jada. She got a beautiful 8-point today. Now it's my turn, so here we go.
So you've had this before?
Well, they just, when the sun pops out after a good rain, they like to go out, freshen up their scrapes, and so hopefully that's what we're looking for, some mature deer to show up.
I need hearing protection.
Those muzzle brakes are loud.
It was really exciting that my dad and I were both able to take down some nice Texas whitetail. It was getting towards the end of our trip, and I was starting to get a little worried that we weren't going to go home with anything, so we were really happy with this outcome.
I took him down there, and they were running around, and then got him going. He came by here and stopped there again, and then went across the road. Out of it.
Well, and we got him, and it's a good thing we brought the dogs because he's in that brush pile right there.
Good stuff. My dad really wanted to get something with his bow, so him and Ty got to talking, and they decided to go out and see if they could shoot a javelina or two with the PSE.
And 30 yards, I don't have a 30-yard pin because I have a 20 and a 40, so I always have to I know where my 20, set my 20 for 30, and I just put it right up towards the top of his back, and it definitely dropped right in there. And that ram cat, look what that ram cat did to him.
He didn't live long.
Those ram cats, I'm telling you out there, that's why we use them.
What a great trip it has been here in South Texas. My dad and I both got nice Texas whitetails. We can't thank the guys at Chaco Morano and at Agarita Ranch enough for our amazing experience. We're going to be going to do two different ranches. Okay, start over. I'm already starting off. Yeah, this is going to be really fun. It was way warmer right now than... Start again. For this week's tip, we're going to be teaching you guys how to stay safe when you're hunting out of a tree stand. There's 3 important parts you want to remember when you're hunting out of a tree stand. The first thing is to always wear your hunter safety system harness. The next part is making sure that you use a hunter safety system lifeline. This is really important when you're going up and down the tree. And when you're going up and down, you want to make sure that you're not holding on to this knot, because if you fall, it's not going to be able to catch you. The last step is to safely get into your stand and stay connected to your lifeline. And that's your tip of the week on how to stay safe while getting into your tree stand.